Hi guys, thanks for joining us for another episode of the Trading Tales podcast here at Nordic Funder. We are here today with Brittni, who is a full-time trader and educator. Brittni is 33 years old and she's from sunny California, LA. So Brittni, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm good. I used to live in California actually.
Really?
I miss it dearly. It's always sunny.
Yeah,
It's literally always
definitely.
blue skies. Every time I open my curtains, oh, blue skies, blue skies. Perfect.
It's so
So
rare that it rains, and when it does rain, no one knows how to drive out here ever.
yeah,
So much traffic.
I was in South Lake Tahoe. So yeah, it was just beautiful. So I miss it so much. So it's a little. The only issue is with California, it's a little bit pricey, but I guess you got to pay for the sun. So
Definitely, it's so pricey. Yeah, it's getting ridiculous.
yeah, I've heard it's getting worse. I was there like 3 years ago. So cool. So let's just get straight into it. Like, how long have you been trading, and how long have you been taking it kind of like seriously?
Yeah, so I've been trading for, I think this is going on year 8. I started off with just like regular investing, right? Knew what my 401k was, but I didn't know where the money was going. So I
I
started to
do.
dive into that. And then I
Cool.
started swing trading. So I've been day trading for about 5 years, investing for about 8 years, and really started to take it serious the last 4 years.
Nice. So you got quite a wealth of experience. The 8 years is a long time.
Yeah.
Long time. Yeah,
Seen
nice.
many
So
moves.
how did you actually get into it? Like, where was the first thing you thought? Oh, this could be something for me.
Yeah, so I always wanted to learn how to trade, right? So when I was in college, I'm like, there has to be a way for me to make, additional income because this college life is just not working for me. So I started to investigate it, then kind of fell off. And then a few years later, I just went just crazy, just researching different brokers, how to get started. And that's how I eventually end up getting started. There was also, I have a close friend of mine. Her husband was really into trading. So he was like, oh, I think he'd be really good at this. So he kind of, sent me some information. And then from there, it's just been history. I haven't stopped. Every day I'm studying to this day.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. So you had like one of your friends just like sort of put you onto it. That's cool. Most
Right.
people kind of get lost in Instagram and all that jazz. So that is definitely a different way we've got here today. So what type of trader would you say you are? Like scalper intraday, or you said you're more of a swing trader?
Yeah, so I'm more so of a scalper intraday. I do swing trade a lot of options, but during the day, I'm just like in and out of plays, capture those gains. I'm usually done trading probably within 2 hours of the market being open. And then towards the end of the day, I may look for a swing position, but I don't trade
Okay,
throughout the day.
okay. What sort of concepts do you use?
Mainly supply and demand. I keep my
There's a
trading simple. I don't do any of the ICT stuff or anything like that. I just keep it real simple. The easier the strategy, the easier the trade's going to be, less emotion.
Yes, yeah. See, that I've had quite a few ICT people on here, and I've had some people on that have also done ICT, but it hasn't worked for them. Personally, like I've done a bit of ICT. It's been okay, like not bad, not amazing, but definitely decent enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so I know a lot of the most successful traders are just price action and supply and demand traders.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been looking into that recently. That's cool. Did you always start with supply and demand, or did you kind of find yourself like moving on to that from other things?
I kind of moved on to it from other things. So I used to actually only trade off of moving averages, believe it or not. So
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was my main
those
thing.
things.
I always had a really simple strategy. I would use the 5 minute chart, 5 minute to the 2 minute chart, and just pretty much look at my moving averages, and I would scalp in between them. And be in and out. So then I really got into the supply and demand, and the price action, and that really helped me. It
Oh,
really helped me
interesting.
elevate my trading, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, it's all it's all a bit of a journey, in it, I guess. And the more information you know, the more you can kind of put things together, I guess. So yeah, anything helps. Did you ever look back at your charts setups and
Oh my
your
gosh.
yeah.
Yes. I'm like, why did I have like 8,000 indicators on, thinking
Yeah,
that
yeah,
that was going to help me. And all
yeah,
it did was confuse me. So I laugh because, I use TradingView and you get to see all of the different, chart layouts you save. So I went back to all the way to 2022 or something like that. And it was
yeah,
just a big progression in the
yeah.
way that I trade. Now my chart is pretty naked and just have my algo on it.
Yeah, just nice and clean. Yeah,
Mhm.
that works definitely. I seen a couple of memes the other day, and it was just like I don't know if you've watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia, or
Oh
is it
yeah.
the guy off there and the guy off Horrible Bosses, Charlie, I think, and he's just like
Uh-huh.
he's scribbled everywhere, and he's like going crazy. He's like, look, it's a buy. I'm sure it's a buy.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of those memes. It's funny. Talk to us about what you do, your strategy a little bit now. You don't have to reveal any secrets if you don't want to.
Of
But
course.
like, talk to us a little bit about what you look for and what you do.
Yeah, so my favorite strategy is very simple. I like to use supply and demand specifically when I'm scalping off the 3-minute chart. I
Three
like to
minutes. That's
the
an
three
interesting
minute
one. I've
chart.
never heard that one before. 3 minute.
Uh-huh. Yep, the 3-minute chart for supply
Okay.
and demand. It really captures, the key supply and demand levels for intraday, in my perspective. And I like to wait for price to come down to demand and for price to make a swing low. So when I
Right.
see those two combinations, then I'm like, okay, I can take a long trade here and have a stop loss below that demand area and let the trade ride. So when I'm taking this trade, I have very little that I'm risking and I have a higher probability setup. So I'll be able to capture more. So usually I do a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio
Oh,
per trade.
oh, oh, nice. Yeah, the higher risk to reward ones are usually.
Mhm.
You don't do those like take little bits profits on the way you leave it run, yeah, all in, or
Yeah.
do you
So if
take
I
little?
have, when I usually have like two contracts or so, I love to trade futures. So depending on the account
Futures,
size,
yeah, for the
I'll do,
Americans, for the
yep.
Americans. Oh, shout out! Is it Apex
Yeah, yeah.
or
Apex,
Apex? Good.
and I've been trying take profit traders as well.
Okay,
They have an interesting model,
okay.
so they're pretty cool.
What about top? Have you top step? Top step.
Yes, Top Step
Thereabout
is
as well.
interesting too. I'm
Yeah.
working on actually passing one of those accounts too.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
they're more so about consistency, which makes sense because it helps you really become disciplined. So if there's new traders that are really trying to learn futures, that probably may be the way to go.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and you need consistency. I've had some, I've had some guys on here before. And what's funny is when you first start trading, I was always like, oh, let's get one payout, like let's get one big payout, and that's how people look at it. And they, people say, oh, look, I got 5, 6 grand here, and it's like, yeah, but that doesn't really impress me anymore. It's about doing that consistently because
Right.
anyone can, well, not anyone can do it, I suppose, but it's more of like anyone can get a funded challenge account after some practice and then, keep the account for a month, maybe two, but can you keep it for more than that and, sustain multiple payouts, you know? So
What
that's what's most impressive.
May I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What is the typical like pass rate for funded
No,
challenges?
on that actually just looked at this. We put it in our newsletter around 2 weeks ago, which you can check out if you'd like. Ours is actually pretty high. Ours was like 16% on like the small counts. And as interesting is as they got bigger, so the 50K was like 18%, and then the 100K was like 22%, and then the 200K was like 26%. So
Oh
it's
wow,
like either people are taking more care because it's more money, or they feel more comfortable because
it's more.
they're
Yeah.
more experienced. But ours is quite high now. As I've worked for other prop firms, they are super low, like below 10. You can see below 10 quite a lot. But ours, for some reason, is really high. But
Wow.
we have some good traders involved with us.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good question though.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's funny. I always look at the stats like that because they're just interesting to look at. You know, you look at what you're dealing with then, and as a trader yourself, you don't want to be too risky with things. You don't want to go dive into something that's like, whoa, the probability is like, you know.
Right.
So yeah. So I've seen on Instagram that you also educate others.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've seen few bits on social media, all look very positive. You seem like a good teacher.
Thank you.
No worries, you speak quite well, so it's nice and clear. So tell me a little bit about what you've got in place.
Yeah, so I have a mentorship program where I teach my students essentially not just how to trade, but also how the market works, right? I really focus on fundamentals and technical analysis, and then drill down on whatever instrument they want to learn. So, for example, when you're trading, a chart is a chart. So, whether you want to learn futures, forex, stock options, you have to learn technical analysis. And then from there, based off of whatever they want to learn, I then customize their particular coursework on that particular instrument. So that's
Nice.
essentially what the program is. And it also comes with, we have 3 group calls a week where we do one live trading, market prep, and then we also do just a master class. So it could be on anything. So the funny
Nice.
thing that we did last week was one on just different prop firms,
Okay.
what they are, because a lot of new traders, they don't know what they are. And then they jump
Yeah.
into them and, it's not what they quite expected. So just really trying to set those expectations for our traders in the group.
Yeah, of course. A lot of traders that just start, like, I remember when I just started, I was like, oh my god, a prop firm, brilliant, this is perfect, because I there's no way I'm going to have access to like 100K of my own.
Right.
So so this is like perfect for me. But I found it straight away. But some friends that I know have messaged me on Instagram like, hey, like, you seem to be doing quite well with the trading, like, and then I'll be like, look, you need to go down this route if you want to go, do it as let's say efficient as possible. Get from like,
Right.
where you are now to like, a decent level where you can actually pull in some money. And I mentioned prop firm, and some of them are like, what's that? I'm like, really? You don't know what that is? I'm like, okay, but yeah, I fell on it straight away, but a lot of people don't. So I see that you've got some sort of algo.
Yes,
Did you code this yourself, or do you have a
I
team?
did.
Nice. So did you know like MQL5 coding, or is it in something else? Is it in PineScript
It was in
or?
yeah, it's in Pine Script, and I use Python.
Yeah.
I actually learned how to code several years ago. I started to learn, and then I just kind of fell off of it. And then when COVID hit, I was just bored. So I went to my favorite
Yeah.
YouTube university, and I started drilling down on videos. And then I would just enroll in different coding boot camps. And then
Nice.
I'm like, I want to make my trading as easy as possible. So I
Nice.
want to be able to set something where I can set an alert and it just comes to my phone. So that was
Okay.
the goal. And then I created the Trend Fusion algo.
Oh, nice. So yours is essentially, is it because we've built stuff on PineScript,
Mhm.
and is it like, so is yours like just an indicator so that you can like click it and like put the trade on, or will it put the trade on for you and you can backtest the like strategy? What?
You just put the trade on. I do have a strategy one, but it's not for the public,
Oh, okay,
where
cool,
you can
cool.
back test
So,
everything. Yeah.
sick. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. It's what we found is because we built some systems, me and my team, and we found that instead of doing manual back testing we have like, let's say like 8 strategies between all of us. We also have ideas
Right.
for new strategies, right? So we thought, why don't we just get someone to code it real quick so we can back test instead of taking like, you know 2
Yeah.
months of like, 4 hours a day. Why don't we just why don't we just pay someone to code it, and then we can click the button and see if it's going to work or not long term. You
Right.
know what I mean? So that's what essentially we were doing. But yeah, you don't have you looked into like MQL5 or anything like that, or MT5 coding or?
No, not yet. It's a little too advanced for me. I'm not that
Yeah.
good at coding.
No, it's
I
just.
can still say I'm just able to get around. I was able to get enough. Get around to actually build it out. It took me a long time though.
No,
So can
it's code entirely. Like, listen, I don't do it. We pay people to do it. So so it's like, oh Jesus, this is way too hard for me. But yeah, what we found as well interesting is that a rigid system won't work long term. So if you have like a set take profit in pips and a set take
hmm
profit in stop loss, if you put that to work, even with a, say like you're just taking a little fib entry or something on something, let's just talk in very basic terms. What we found is that if you have a set take profit and a set SL in pips, so say like you do GU, right? You're
hmm
trading GU and it's like a range breakout, right? And this is
right,
one thing that we coded, and quite simple. Once it's there, yeah, it'll hit for 6 months, but then the market changes after 6 months and it kind of
yep,
evolves. And then all of a sudden it doesn't move 40 pips for TP, it'll move 36. And it's not quite connecting. So we've found that with these systems, they kind of have to have like an element of adaptation, or
right.
maybe that's the wrong word, maybe like improv, or like a kind of a human element to them.
hmm
Um, which was a bit of a harsh lesson, to be honest. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. You know what I
I
mean?
totally agree. Like with just like the cycles of the different markets, like I would say you can tell like when the algo is performing exceptionally well,
Yeah.
based on how the market is. So I would say at the beginning of the year, the win rate was extremely high.
Oh,
And now
really?
we're in this, this time frame where everything's like really choppy due to earnings and all of the
See,
economic events coming out. So now I have to go back in and kind of recalibrate it because just like you mentioned, the ATR may be off slightly.
so
So,
yeah, it's like we came to the conclusion you just have to keep tweaking it, like depending
mhm,
on like the volatility and the volume
yep,
in the market. So like ours just wouldn't work in a period of like no volume. It needed volume. So like we would just like completely forget about it in like December and January. Like
right.
maybe it's, yeah, like early December to like kind of late January, forget about it. So
Makes total sense.
but yeah, we've been building some other ones now. I'm pretty excited about it. But it's grueling though, because you get all the way there, you build it, and you're like, yeah, and then you're like, oh god, there's something wrong, and then the coder doesn't know what to put in, and then you're like, right, okay, and then you see a load
You
of
have to
success,
figure it
and
out.
then you find a tiny little error in the code, and then you got to redo it, and it's like,
Yeah.
it gets a little bit, but that's what we're working towards, right? We're all working towards that goal. So with your teaching,
hmm
would you say you enjoy having success yourself more, or like watching someone you've helped actually like achieve like some wicked results and like become like profitable? What's more fulfilling for you?
What's more fulfilling for me is seeing my students win. Like I love getting messages saying like, "Oh my God, I used a strategy and it worked. I've been more consistent with my risk management, rolling up my
Yeah.
stops." That makes me happy because I've been an educator for several years. Actually, on my very first job was a tutor, and I've always loved teaching people. So to see that I'm helping traders go from being not profitable to profitable, or even helping them get that confidence back, or teaching them risk management, is learn as long as they learn something, that makes my day. I just want to see my traders be successful. I want to
That's
see
it.
them, passing these prop firms and getting those payouts and being consistent, just like you said, not, hitting 5 6K and like, okay, I'm done. No, they're constantly, I teach them to constantly be consistent, take those small gains, don't overtrade, so that this becomes more so of a lifestyle and not like a phase.
Yeah, 100%. That's sick. That's sick. Would you say there's like something you've learned from teaching that was quite unexpected?
Yeah, give yourself grace, right? So just myself, I'm always really hard on myself. But I learned from teaching others that, it's okay to make mistakes. Make sure you learn from those mistakes and be patient with yourself. So even when I'm not having the best trading day, I have to, take a step back and realize that I'm human too. Although I'm the teacher, I still have emotions. So it's like it was almost a reality check. So just having grace in everything that I do, and then reminding my students to have grace on themselves, so just in case they don't get something off the bat, it's okay, right? You just got to keep, stick at it, keep studying, and just be patient with yourself.
It does take a while. It's not easy. It's
Mhm.
honestly the hardest thing I've ever done. It's like
It is.
yeah. There's been a couple of times where I've nearly thrown my computer off like a bridge or something. Like
You and me both.
yeah, I'm like, no way is this happening to me. So yeah,
Yeah,
crazy.
I took a 2-mile walk last week because I was so mad.
Yeah, I actually went full time like last year from going like from doing a job and trading, which was
Trading.
going super well. Um and then like for months, for maybe like 5, 6 months, it was going super well. And then I thought, now let's switch it up. Let's go full time. I've got a couple of big live accounts. Let's go. And then my results just went down because I was kind of thinking too much about maybe
Yep.
relying on it. And I
Uh-huh.
was like, I literally hate myself right now.
Yep. That's exactly
But
what happened.
so I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to get back into the part time thing and just like, continue enjoying
It's
it and try
scary
and, yeah, it
when
does.
you
And
go full time and you realize like, okay, this is my only source of income. You don't
yeah,
have you don't have that cushion from your job, and so then you start overthinking everything. If you
yeah,
have a
that's it.
you take a bad trade, you're like, oh man, this is
I
really my
needed, I
livelihood.
needed that. That was my rent. So yeah, and
Exactly.
then it
That was
builds
my
up and
start
builds
note.
up. Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, I
it's
would say
annoying.
the first month I went like completely full time. Month month two, I traded terribly because all of that, like in the back of my head, like I was scared. Like I'm like, okay, this is my main income. I know I have the skills, but I don't want to like tap into that money or lose that money because this is now all that I have coming in.
I feel like that's the last breakthrough psychologically, the going full time. It's like
Yeah.
it's like that you climb right to the top of the hill, and then there's just a big smash hammer waiting for you. Like
Hmm.
get back down, try again.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's a little bit of a gauntlet, but yeah, we get there. We get there. So what's your favorite part about being a trader?
My favorite part is just the flexibility, being
Yeah,
able to do what I want to do when I want, and I can take days off. If I have a solid trading day and I hit like my profit goal for the week, I don't have to do anything for the rest of the week. I can do what I want to.
yeah.
Um, and then also just the constant learning. I'm always a student first. And so every single day I take 15 minutes out of my day just to learn something new about the market. So I really do enjoy that part about being a trader more than anything.
That's nice. That's nice. Yeah. I feel like you've always got to be on the ball to interpret the market because, as we said before, it's always moving in different ways. You see the same rough sort of patterns, but nothing's ever the same, really.
Ever. Yeah.
So yeah, every day is different. You just got to approach it, I guess, the best way you can
Right.
with the most knowledge. So, what's your favorite part about being, aside from the freedom? What's your favorite part about being like a teacher? Like,
My favorite part about being a teacher is just seeing my students be successful,
yeah,
and then also watching them, going from being discouraged, just the different phases, the emotions of being a trader to like, oh, I can actually do this. Like
hmm.
seeing them have the confidence within themselves and seeing them execute trades properly and, utilizing that risk management and then elevating their trading and their lifestyle. To eventually become full-time traders. So that's my favorite part, just seeing my students be
Ah,
successful.
nice. That's cool. That's really nice. Yeah, it must be fulfilling, I guess, like seeing someone go from literally like I hate this to like, yeah,
Yep.
boom, I got it a little bit. I'm definitely getting
Uh-huh.
there if not. So do you find it difficult to balance the two? Or no?
No, no, I would say the most difficult part about it would be, trying to run a Discord and trade at the same time
How many
because
people are in your Discord?
nearly almost 600. I want to say like
That's
five.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you're literally managing a whole high school there.
exactly. And it's like I just want to be there just in case folks have
Yeah,
questions. But also when I'm done trading for the day, like if I'm done, I'm trading in my prop firm account, then trading options, it can be a little difficult to kind of
okay.
manage both.
Okay. Could you talk to us a little bit about your routine? Like, or do you think it's important to have a routine as a
Oh
trader?
yes.
I personally do.
Definitely. So every morning, I wake up. I used to wake up at about 3 o'clock in the morning because I traded penny stocks, but I can't do that anymore. Body
Oh,
doesn't
like
allow.
Jordan Belfort,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, bye, bye, bye.
So now I wake up about 6 o'clock in the morning, brush my teeth, have my tea, and I have my charts already
You
pre-marked
drink
off.
tea?
Yes,
Oh,
I'm a big
like British people.
yes.
Do you have crumpets with that? Yeah.
I try to lay off the carbs.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
But I have my tea and I already chart everything out the day before. I mean, at night. And if it still, works in pre-market, then I'll readjust. I wait like the first 15 minutes to take a trade. I usually execute my trade between like 6:45 and 7. I take my trade and then I'm done by 8, 8:30. And then
Oh,
I'll
nice.
usually take an option trade.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Yeah, so you got it all pretty planned out and smooth.
Yeah, every single day.
My wife used to get absolutely furious with me because there used to be this one geezer I would look at on YouTube, and it was just kind of he would do like Elliott wave analysis. And
Uh-huh.
Elliott wave, I find, is quite subjective and it's quite hard to learn. But this guy
Yeah.
seemed to have it down. He would be right most of the time. He's not right every time, but it would just help you with the short-term trades. And the bias essentially. And he's kind of a bit of a nerd, this guy, and he started his YouTube videos with "Hello traders," and basically this guy, you can check him out, FX Pip Collector. He's really good actually, and he and my wife, because I used to watch it in the night, so like 11 p.m. because he released it while he's expected for the morning. So I'd be like on my phone, just like, yeah, okay, let's have a look, and she'd be like, "What is that bloody thing again?" It's like, "Hello traders." It's just ringing round and round and round. I'd replay the video and she's like, "Oh my god, turn that off."
I will definitely get on our partner's nerves because I know my boyfriend is tired of hearing me talk about trading.
Oh,
But
oh my
I
god,
mean,
yeah,
it's part of the territory. You're stuck at this point. I know you don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm still going to tell you.
yeah, that's exactly. She's what did she say to me like 3 months ago? She was like, do you ever find you're a little bit obsessed with trading?" And I was just like, I was like cooking. I was like, yeah, I
Yeah,
probably am.
this is our lifestyle.
Yeah, but it is fun though, like as well as it being like a job for me. So I love it. So I don't know many people that can say actually, well, I actually love my job. Like, I'm interviewing professional traders as a job, so I'm loving it. So so do you have any rituals in the morning? Like, do you meditation, yoga? I've had a lot of people say that they meditate. I had a few people say they get on like the sugars and the coffee. Do you have anything?
No, I just, I have my tea and I wake up and I sit here. I probably have to sit here for maybe a good 10 minutes before I'm like all the way up. And then I
Okay.
just, prepare, but I don't have any rituals. I
Okay.
will tell you that if I oversleep, which I did today, if I oversleep, then I probably shouldn't trade because I'm not mentally there. I wasn't able to, do what I normally do to wake
Yeah.
myself up and prepare.
You just put something on by accident. You're like, "Whoa, that's the wrong."
Uh-huh.
I actually have done that before. When
I've done it
I
too.
mean, this was like 3, 4 years ago though. But like, I remember on MetaTrader, I was like, I woke up, seen it straight away. I was like, "Oh shit, it's up my level," and then I put the wrong one on. Like, shit, close.
After
But
that, I'll liquidate
I
it.
mean, it was small lots anyway. We're talking like one lot, so it wasn't a
Oh,
massive
not too
issue.
bad.
Yeah. So, what qualities do you think help you as a trader?
I would say my pure determination. I've always been like that. If I set a goal out to do something, I'm going to do it, and it's pretty much no stopping me. Once I set my mind on something, I'm going to do it. Like even with the algo, I had no idea what I was doing, but I knew that I was going to build it, and it took me about a year or so, but it was worth it. So
Yeah,
I
no,
would just say my pure determination to be successful, be a profitable trader, and continue to do this, for the rest of my life. So I do have that financial freedom and just freedom in general.
that's great. Honestly, like you need to be determined in this industry because literally everyone fails at this. Everyone tries it for a month, 2 months, 3 months. So I had like this weird thing when I went back. I was like, I would just chat because I live abroad, so I go back to see my
Mhm.
family, and then I had some family members say to me, oh yeah, I did that for like a month before. And I was like, did you? You never said anything about that to me. Like, oh yeah, but it just didn't work. And I was like,
Did you
oh,
try
like
harder?
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I was just surprised by actually how many people have actually tried it that I didn't know in my family and not said anything and just forgot about it. There was like two or three people and one or two friends as well. I was like, what? Really? Did you? Okay, but yeah, you do need to be determined because
Hmm.
the amount on the conveyor belt that are just going through, like, yeah, nope, nope, out you go, straight out. You know, you lose one, and people are like, no, 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 I don't
Yep.
like this.
It's almost like a delusional confidence that you have to
Yeah,
have.
100% it is. Yeah, that's exactly what I am. I'm still delusional right now. Can't you tell? So, what do you think some misconceptions are about the forex industry? There's so many, but
I would say the biggest thing would be more so just like the whole MLM thing. That for me, when I first learned about trading and I learned about Forex, I was scared, to, really dive into Forex because all I knew was just the MLM and people trying to recruit you. So I would say that's the biggest misconception. But actually taking time to learn about the different, prop firms and the different brokers that you can actually leverage, then you realize that, it's trading, just like trading any other asset. So for me,
yeah.
that was the biggest misconception.
I had a couple on here that used to be in MLM, but then they kind of just went off. They went in for a bit, and
Yeah.
they said, yeah, it's not the best. But then I did learn some really good stuff there, so I can't really talk too much crap about it, which is fair enough. And then they've gone on to be quite successful traders. So
Mhm.
you know what I mean. So it is what it is, I guess. Did you ever have any like bad experiences with like hustlers like on Instagram or
Oh my
on Facebook?
gosh,
I think it's like a
absolutely.
minefield, right? So
Yeah. So when I really got into day trading and I wanted to learn, so at one point in time, I had to like went down this rabbit hole of crypto. And I ended up in some Discord server, and one of the moderators posted their link, and it was a referral code to, I think it was like Binance or something. So I clicked the link, made my deposit. Well, turns out they recreated the Binance site. It was a fake site.
oh no, that's a clever one.
That was a clever
Oh,
one, and they had thousands of people in that Discord. So
oh my god.
I only put in $200, but I still lost $200, and I saw
Us.
like it literally mimicked the entire site. So the coin that I was in, it was doing really well. So I'm like, okay, cool. I tried to I exited the trade, tried to withdraw it, and it kept sending me to the help desk. And then that's when I
Oh
knew
my
something was wrong.
god.
But yeah, they got
Ah.
me good on that one.
That's a clever. That's I've seen and heard some things like that, and the crypto industry is absolutely rife with
Mhm.
hustlers and scammers and stuff. Even more so than forex. Me and my friends say that we've got the scam detector now. We're
Yeah.
so good at we're so good at sussing like people out. Like so, if someone is if one of our mates says, "Oh, check this out, I found this," we could just be like, that's legit or it's not straight away, like
Right.
almost
Mhm.
instantly. So I also, when I'm looking for traders as well, it's very difficult to find actual traders on for the show because a
Uh-huh.
lot of people are renting Lamborghinis and renting apartments and
It's
saying,
just
yeah, don't you
crazy.
want this life? It's just full of it. So that, like the actual traders, the good traders, don't do any of that.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, it's quite tough, and
They
actually, it's
usually have student loans to pay off.
yeah, exactly, and also it's quite tough to find girls. Like I'm trying to balance it out 50-50, but
Uh-huh.
it is tough to find girls. I've had one on so far. Trying to get some more on, but it's
It's
quite
really difficult.
there's not that many girl traders about.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely a male kind of dominated industry. I've talked about this before. I don't really know why. I think it might be something to do with the gambling and maybe like guys are more prone to gambling. But then I go when I was in the casinos in Reno where I used to live, I'd see loads of girls in this. So I don't.
I don't think
I
it's so
don't
much gambling. I think
yeah.
it's like the misconception of like traditional gender roles where, men were the one taking care of the finances. That's what I feel like more so in the US.
That's a good
Um,
point.
and women just kind of, stay away from it. But now, everybody needs additional income, especially living in the US. It's so darn high everywhere. But definitely agree, there's not a lot of female traders. So when I feel like females see me, they gravitate towards me. So majority of my mentorships, they're women. They usually say, I tried doing a mentorship with a guy, but he doesn't really understand my style. So they're out there, they're just very sparse.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be on the lookout for some more to come on the show. So if you do know anyone that's
I'll definitely send them your way.
a real G, send them our way. Yeah. So let's go back into the trading. So if you had to pick one instrument to trade in Forex, what's your favorite? Do you have like a top five? I've seen a lot of people, the best ones just tend to be good at one, maybe two. Personally, I've just seen from I can just gauge that the best kind of only trade two, but then you have an algo, so it'll probably work on multiple. So do you have like a favorite instrument in Forex?
Yeah. Every day I trade the NAS 100 or in futures NQ. This is my favorite to trade.
Oh yeah,
And
nice.
I'm really good at it because I traded options first, and I would always trade QQQ or tech stocks. So I understand the way that it moves, and I understand that when Nvidia is doing well, Nasdaq is going to do well as well. So I would
Awesome.
say I traded every single day.
First person that's come on and said NAS is my favorite. Now, I think NAS is underrated purely because the fundamentals are quite clear. It's quite clear that in the long term it's bullish because it's a tech stock, right?
Right.
Now, and also it moves fast, but it's not psychotic like US 30.
Exactly. It's
You
right
know,
in the middle. It's that
you know
sweet
what I
spot.
mean? It's just a sweet. It's not too. It moves fast. It's not like you're watching New Zealand dollar, US dollar when you're like in a trade for like 3 days. Like, oh my god, hurry up! It's moved like 3 pips, and you're like, do you know what? I'm just gonna get out because it's just not even. I'm pissed off actually that it's not moved. So I'm just gonna get out. But NAS moves fast, and it does kind of follow like a nice enough structure. I don't trade it myself, but I used to when I was a little bit younger. Just tried it out. It is quite popular. Going into your EA, do you actually trade manually anymore then, or is it just
Yeah.
yeah?
I still love, I have the love for trading. So I still like to trade, but I do have an EA. Don't use it much now because I'm in the US and I built it off of MetaTrader. So I can't, it's
Yeah,
kind of
yes,
pointless.
but they're not very nice to you in the US.
No,
So
they don't
yeah,
like us.
I
So
have a
it's
lot
just
of
been sitting there.
I have a lot of friends in the US, and they are like suffering with that. Like they don't
Yeah.
know where to go, and it's kind of not that safe, I guess. And
Hmm.
there's some hard regulations, but I think people are just moving towards futures.
Yeah, I mean
So
that's the next transition is the closest thing.
yeah.
Except like there's some of the prop firms that use, what is it? Trade Locker.
You know what? I used Trade Locker this week. I've just tried it out. It's got Trading View. It's basically like Trading View. I love it. It's great.
Yeah, I think
It's
they're now able to hook it up to Trading View. The first time I use I use it, I actually end up blowing an account on accident because I guess I had a limit order set and it was like hidden,
oh
and I didn't know. I had no idea
oh
until I got
no.
that email. I was like, I'm not even in the trade.
No, wait, what?
It
That's
happens.
just funny. No, it happens. It happens. Actually, we was going to get into trade fails, but you've just gone right ahead. So, what would you say is the hardest part about trading? I know I'm going to go first. Psychology,
Yep.
okay, and then what would you say is the easiest?
I would say the easiest thing, if you have just a clear strategy, it's more so executing the trade, right? So entering the trade is going to be the easiest. The hardest part of the actual trade is exiting the trade, right? If you don't have a plan, then you already failed before you took the trade. So
Interesting.
exiting the trade is going to be the most difficult. because looking to see like, will it continue to run? Is this pullback? Is it reversing here? So
Yeah.
that would be the most difficult part about taking a trade,
I
in my
think
opinion.
having a target for the trade is equally as important as entry.
Yep.
So me and my friends have been working on a new strategy recently, and we don't like, whereas before, say we see our entry conditions. It's super straightforward, and it's been working really, really well. But I'm I'm not. I try not to get too excited about it just yet. I need to see it. We're trading it live for like 2 months now, and it's going really well. But what we've what we've started doing now is not jumping in the trade unless there's a target of where we know there's going to be a reaction, or
Right.
where we know that the price has to run to, basically, to take out the liquidity.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's essentially what we do. And if it's the target's like below it, like a 2.5 to 1, we just don't trade it. So like we do get a little bit frustrated sometimes. Like last week there was only one trade, but it's fine. We're just chilling, just watching, I
Yeah,
guess.
that definitely increases
It'll come.
your win rate, and just your
Exactly.
the probability of those trades are way higher, so you're risking less.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's better to have a higher probability like setup, rather than
Right.
take those A grade setups rather than those B plus setups. So
Exactly. Totally
what would you
agree.
what would you say, in your opinion, is the hardest part about trading? Would you agree with me and say psychology, or?
Definitely psychology, more so like yeah, handling your emotions, and being a female trader, we can be, in general in
Oh
life, we can be
yeah.
emotional. We can be very emotional. So I know if I wake up with an attitude, or in a bad, having a bad day, then I know I'm like, I probably shouldn't trade today, because it will show in my trading. Definitely.
Yeah. My wife goes from, like, she's Spanish, so she's Latin. She's got that Latin blood in her, and
Oh yeah,
she'll go from 0 to 1 million pretty quick.
real quick.
And sometimes she'll just wake up like that, and I'm like, what?
Exactly. We
you
will
know,
wake up with an attitude for no reason.
exactly.
Like, why am I mad for
That's
no reason?
fine. That's fine. Is this something I did wrong? No. I just hate everything at the moment.
Uh-huh.
So what do you do in your spare time? Say if you have, like, let's say you have a bad trading day, like you said the other day, you had a bad trading day. You went for a walk. Is there something you can do, like, that particularly takes your mind off things,
Yeah. So
or?
the number one thing that I do if I'm having a bad trading day, I go for a walk. But if it's like a really bad trading day, then I paint, and that
Oh yeah.
relaxes me, and it completely takes my mind off of trading, because now I'm focused on whatever I'm doing. And those days are really crucial for me to reset, especially if I end up going on like a losing streak. We
Yeah.
have those days
Yeah.
where we're just down 3-4 days in a row, and it's
Mm,
like, okay, I have to take a step back and reset.
mm.
So I usually try to paint or do something artistic in
Yeah,
in
that's cool. That's interesting. I haven't heard that one before. That's cool. Yeah, because a lot of traders, I would say, the most that I've spoke to are quite logical, mathematical minds,
Mhm.
and I haven't really had many, like, let's say, creative minds on here yet. Anyway, so yeah, that's I've had that one before. That's an interesting one.
Well, thank you.
So we'll go into fun questions, but the first question isn't really a fun question.
Okay.
It's got the headline "fun questions," but can you remember a trade that you lost that really upset you, and how did you deal with it?
Yes, there was recently. It really frustrated me. I think I was trading options, and I took a put on SPY, and when I looked at the chart, all the conditions met, and it looked like the perfect short. I had my target, and it just reversed on me, and it reversed so quickly that I couldn't even exit the trade, and I took a loss, and I was upset about it. And I think it just ruined my day, because I was fixated on that trade. I was waiting for that setup all day. And when it came, it was just a massive fake out. Normally, I'm pretty good at spotting potential
Yeah.
fake outs, but that one, the setup was there. But yeah, I was really, really, really frustrated, because I went heavier than I normally do. on that
No,
trade.
yeah, that's a bummer. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
It's always the ones that look the nicest as well.
Uh-huh.
So this looks beautiful. I can't wait to take this.
Exactly.
Okay,
Like it's
I had that happen to me once or twice, like last September, like in a row, and I was just so mad. I was on holiday
yeah.
at the time. I was on holiday at the time with my parents. We were in Spain because my mother was 60, and I was sat by the pool, and this should have been a nice day. This should have, the sun was out. I was trading by the pool in the morning. Uh, and then I was like on the call, Discord call with the guys, and I was like, guys, this looks amazing. Oh, look, yeah, I'm in. And we were all in, and it went whack straight down. We checked
It's like
Forex
what
Factory,
happened?
but we checked Forex Factory for the news. We knew there wasn't any news, but I had to double check. I was like, what is this? And it literally just like smacked me out and then went
Went
straight to
back
the
up.
target. I was like, wow, that is disgusting. Honestly, the most disgusting thing. And my mother was like, you all right? I'm like, no, I'm not okay right now. It was a different level of sad. It just ruined my
Yeah.
whole day.
It
Yeah.
was like it's disrespectful in a sense.
Disrespectful. Yeah, it's major disrespect thrown my way. Yeah. So was there like a time that maybe you ever thought with taking those moments into consideration, would you say that there's a time that you thought, oh, do you know what, maybe I'll stop, maybe this is not for me?
Oh
Or did
yeah.
you, or was you just pure like, nah, I'm gonna do this and I'm never ever gonna stop?
So definitely at the beginning, and it was more so because I didn't know how to manage my emotions when I would lose. So when I first started trading, I'm like, man, I'm just losing money, right? And when you first started trading, that FOMO was real. So being unable to manage my emotions and then losing my money and then being stubborn and not paper trading,
Right.
that's when I was like, maybe this isn't for me. But then I really thought about it. What else? Like I'm not going to work for anybody for the rest of my life. I'm pretty good at this, but once I get to the point where I can manage my emotion and manage my risk, I know I'm going to be successful. And from there,
Oh,
I never stop. Gas on the
brilliant. Gas on
pedal.
the pedal. Let's go. All right. So, what was it? What about your biggest win, or maybe you could call it like a withdrawal? What was your biggest withdrawal, and you were like, "Yeah, I deserve that."
I would say so. My biggest withdrawal was actually in options trading. And I made, I think it was $17,000 and I was trading Amazon.
Boom.
That was the best trade for me. And it was a day trade. It was in and out. I believe it was a call and Amazon just broke out. And
Oh, is it?
mhm,
Nice.
and
That's a nice day at the office.
that was a nice day at the office. But
Yeah,
in terms of withdrawals, my withdrawals are very consistent.
they're just
So
like smaller, but
yeah,
like just rigid. Yeah, nice. Yeah,
very,
that's
very
the
consistent.
that's the best type of traders. That's what you want. When did you feel like the first time you felt like, right, I can definitely make a living out of this? Was it like earlier than that day, or was it that day something to
Oh
do with
no,
it?
it was after that day because even when I had that massive play, I felt like, okay, that was a good trade, but am I going to be able to make good trades like this consistently at least once a week? So even then, after making that amount, I still didn't feel like I was ready because I had a goal to where I wanted to make sure that I had the ability to double my income. Right. So once I hit that and I was like, okay, I made twice the amount that I make at work,
Oh
then I'm like,
yeah,
okay, I'm
yeah,
comfortable.
nice. So if you had to describe your trading style in 3 words, what would they be and why?
Um, Consistent, simple, strategic.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. So, with your trading strategy,
Mhm.
what role did backtesting take with this? Did you do heavy backtest and make sure it worked, or was you just like, are you more kind of an improv, like, right, okay, I can see the like price action moving, or
Heavy back test.
Heavy back test. Oh
Yeah,
yeah. I
I'm a
mean,
heavy back tester. I like
most
to,
most people are, I guess. You know, you
yeah,
got to find out if it works or not, right? That's the first thing you do if you find
exactly.
something even new. So this is a good one. I love the I love, I love this question because so what is the worst strategy indicator or concept that either you have used or you've seen someone use?
Oh,
So like that you've that like you know doesn't work.
goodness gracious. What is it? What's the name of it? It's not it's not ICT, it's not smart money. I cannot remember the name of this concept, but
Support or resistance.
there we go.
It's so dumb, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's so
support and
dumb.
resistance. Yeah, it's more so you want to find those key levels because price just rips through
They'll rip straight through that, I promise you.
yeah, that strategy doesn't work, especially if you're like, oh, I'm going to get in support and then watch price break straight through support.
Yeah, so you think so so someone was telling me about support and resistance before, and they were like, yeah, it does work. And it was this geezer that I used to kind of trade with in the early days, and he was like, yeah, it does work because this and then I was like, you honestly think, dude, that the people in in control of the markets are just going to let you put your buy stops there and your buy limits there and your sell limits there and
And
watch
they're
you
not going
make
to see it.
at what and like just take their money. It's not going to happen, dude. It's like they're just going to rip right through it, or they'll fake you out and then rip your stop loss up. No problem. So yes, support and resistance is a good one. I've had MACD answers, MACD indicator. I've had Bollinger Bands
I would say
indicator.
using the RSI, the regular RSI is terrible.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
it's
I've actually got that written down here. RSI. So someone's already said that one.
yeah, RSI is terrible, especially if you're just using the regular RSI because it's going to give you so many false signals.
Well,
And
also it's in the past, so it's like yeah, but that doesn't give you just because it's like up there, it doesn't mean that it's now going to go down. Like it's not, it doesn't mean anything.
yeah, I would say
Um,
the worst that I've seen people is trying to find the bottom. That's not a strategy because you need to have some type of level when people try to guess the bottom when something is constantly following or going against the trend. That is the worst trading strategy you can
yeah,
have.
oh my God, yeah. Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
You just got to follow the trend.
Yeah, exactly. So you mentioned you trade stocks as well.
Hmm.
Is that's more, but so you said you do a bit of long term and a bit short term with the
Uh-huh.
gains there. So do you have anything you have on your eye on for like long term for our like trader tips or secrets?
Yeah. The stock that I'm looking for, well, it's more so as a swing trade is Rivian. It's like
What's say that again?
Rivian, the ticker symbol is RIVN. It's
Okay, I'll just
right
write that
at support, right at support on the daily chart.
down.
But
Okay.
I love to invest in different types of ETFs.
Okay.
So I just kind of diversify my portfolio overall.
O- Okay. Okay. If you could select one area that you could improve on, what would it be?
Patience. I'm learning
Patience.
patience more every day and not just in trading, but just in life. I'm very, I need things to happen the way I
Mhm.
want them to happen.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
but really taking time, like I said, having grace with myself and being patient. So those
Okay.
are I would say the two things that I'm working
That's a
on.
good answer. I wish I was more patient in some areas as well. So I know like California as well, like the time zone for trading is actually a joke. When I
It's
was living there,
terrible.
I was trying to do a couple of challenges and I ended up passing a couple of my first ones. That's when I finally felt things clicking into gear. This is also when I had a job as well, which helped. And I was still beginning. It was only 18 months in, sort of thing. But I had to stay awake from like 12 o'clock at night for London until 3 a.m. and I would just completely forget about New York because I couldn't trade it. Otherwise I'd be up from 12 until 8 a.m. and
Yeah.
I had work from like 11 a.m. the next day, so I would just be absolutely like dead.
Yep.
to the world. So I had to pick a session and I just chose London. But how is that for you over there?
Oh, it's rough.
Mm,
It's definitely rough. So now I just trade the New York session, like that first hour,
straight up,
um,
yeah, in the
and
morning.
call it a day because the London session used to kill me. I couldn't do it. It
Yeah,
was so
fair.
hard.
Yeah.
I can't do
Do
it.
you like? I have a friend who's built an EA purely for that reason. Was your algo like something to help with that as well?
Yes, definitely. So I wouldn't
I
miss
thought
those
so.
trades when I was sleeping, but I
Nice.
can't use it anymore. So
Yeah, yes, on MetaTrader, and they're closed. So, well, with having that in mind, would you see yourself in a different location in the future? Are you quite happy in LA? You look quite family orientated over there, and you're quite settled,
yeah.
or would you like be open to moving elsewhere? Because my friend is actually moving to Europe purely for the trading hours.
Oh wow, I would love to,
Yeah,
but I know my family's not going to go for it, so I'm
nah.
stuck in the U.S. But I would definitely do it for like a year or so.
Yeah,
Um,
that'd be cool. That'd be
yeah,
cool. It might
I
make
would
things
enjoy
might
that.
improve your trading as well. Might make the results even better. You never know.
Hmm.
So, okay, let's go with your top five instruments to trade.
Top five would be, I would say, NAS 100, crude oil, gold.
Oh,
Um,
oh,
I love gold.
oh, ugh.
Also natural gas, which is interesting, and then the Dow Jones.
You trade US 30. Oh God, you know what? We've never had the answer natural gas before. I do know one guy that trades it, but that's an interesting one. Okay, cool. So, would you say what's the most common mistake that you see beginner traders make, and how could they avoid it?
FOMO. Most common mistake is FOMO and jumping into a trade without knowing where you're exiting and just jumping in just because.
Okay.
And the best way to avoid that is just plan your trades the day before. And if you're someone that's easily persuaded, or you see people in a Discord posting about a trade, mute all your alerts, turn your notifications off, and just focus on whatever it is you're trading.
All right, guys, pay attention to that. Some pro advice there. So, lastly, what do you envision for your future of trading? And apart from patience, where else could you improve?
I would say where else I could improve is I want to improve my swing trading more. I want to focus more on it. I would say I'm pretty good at swing trading, just finding specific setups, but I want to be able to find different types of setups more than, if that makes sense, more than just the one
Yeah,
setup that I'm used to. So
diversify a little bit.
I want to
Yeah.
start swing trading based off of fundamentals more than
Oh, yeah.
technicals.
Nice. Yeah, that's interesting. Interesting. I'm honestly, I'm a bit of a noob when it comes to fundamentals. I'm just more funny drawings on the chart.
Makes
So,
sense.
we're just going to play a quick game of this or that.
Okay.
So some quick fire questions. You just say which one you prefer. Okay. So, Asia or London
Oh,
session?
London,
London session or New York?
New York,
Intraday trading or swing trading?
intraday,
Intraday trading or scalping?
scalping,
Technical analysis or fundamental analysis?
technical analysis,
Trading with news or trading without news?
without news,
Bull or bear?
bullish,
Everyone says that. I don't know why. It sounds better, I guess. Forex pairs or metals?
metals,
Forex pairs or indices?
indices.
Okay. Right. You really like indices. Okay. All right. So, if you had to choose these pairs, choose your favorite one. Okay. So, there's going to be some crack ones in here that no one likes, and then there's going to be some nice ones towards the end. So,
Okay.
GJ or EuroCAD?
GJ,
GJ or GBP CHF?
GJ,
GJ or gold?
gold,
Gold or GU?
gold,
Gold or US 30?
gold,
Gold or NAS?
NAS,
Gold or oil? Sorry, NAS or oil?
Gold. I mean, sorry, Naz.
Yeah, so I confused you then as well.
Okay.
Okay, so NAS wins, NAS wins. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to construct your favorite pair using kind of characteristics of other pairs, if that makes sense, right? So
Okay.
what I'll do is I'll go first because some people get a little bit confused on this, okay? I'll probably do it wrong as well anyway, so don't worry about it. So if I had to go first, the characteristics we're going to pick from is structure. So how it looks and how it moves, speed of a pair, how profitable you are with it, and the volatility of a pair, and the session you like to trade it in. So I'm going to go first. So my fantasy pair would be structure of New Zealand dollar, US dollar, nice and slow and just kind of boring and, easy to trade. The speed of GBP JPY, which is fairly high speed, but not that high. Profitability of gold, because I can make money fast. The volatility of Euro USD, which is not that mad, you know what I mean? And the London session from 8 till 10:30.
Okay.
So if I had that mixed up pair together, I tell you what, right? I would love that. I would literally love that pair. So, and there would be nothing else I would trade. So it's your turn now. So structure wise, what's your favorite pair?
I would have to say it's actually Nas. I like the structure.
That's fine. I've had someone on you before just say US 30 for every single one. She's really good at trading US 30. So, so what about the speed?
My answer for everyone is Nas.
What about the speed?
I like Nas.
Okay, and profitability?
Gold. I would have to say gold.
Okay, and the volatility?
Nas. I can deal with that.
Yeah, it's not too psychotic. Okay, and what session?
The New York session.
New York session. Okay, it's generally leaning towards NAS there with a hint of gold in the New York session. Nice. Okay. Well, we'll wrap it up there. So that was episode number 6 with Brittni. You can follow her on Instagram if you would like to see her, what she gets up to in a day-to-day. Check out her methods. Thanks for coming on and sharing your knowledge, Brittni.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. This was fun.
Worries. Yeah, no worries. And as always, guys, thanks for tuning in. Everybody, stay tuned for more from Trading Tales at Nordic Thunder.